Hello everybody. I recently had the opportunity of photographing blues legend Samantha Smith, actually the whole trio, at Durham Central Park. What a great show. I was a little bit out of the blues scene, so I didn't know who she was and I didn't know what to expect, but it was a fantastic show. What a great player, a great guitarist, great showman, and a very attractive young lady. The whole trio was quite young, and they played as though they've experienced the blues for such a really long time. I want to go over a little bit about the camera that I took along. At the last minute, I decided on taking along my Fuji X-M1 that I had in a Lowepro TLZ1 camera bag, it's called. And inside, this is a nice little camera bag for those that want to travel light. You can either swing it over your shoulder or it has a belt loop here also. And then inside it holds a camera of your choice. I could actually put my Nikon in here too if I wanted to, but look how it holds the Fuji. In fact, when I first got my Fuji and I used this bag and I put the camera in the bag, I wasn't sure if there was a camera in here because these mirrorless are so light. And this is a great camera that I use quite a bit if I'm going to either a family function or somewhere to have fun. And although I have used this camera professionally because the images that come out of here are fantastic, the thing I like about this camera is the workmanship of the camera. And I also like the fact that it has the flip screen. You can actually flip this out and shoot quite low, which is what I did quite a bit, or you can actually bring it towards the other way and you can aim it very, very high when you're shooting down. You can put this on a monopod and take it way, way up there. So that's the plus thing about this camera. The only thing I wish it had a viewfinder. If this had a viewfinder, this might be the only camera that I needed. For fun anyway. But I guess that's the reason they have the other models like the X-E2. Now this camera is not made anymore. I believe the closest thing to it now is called the XA2, which is a identical camera to this. I believe it even has the same sensor. Actually, this camera has the same sensor as the Fuji X Pro 1 and the X-E1. Great quality images coming out of these cameras. And Fuji claims that these cameras can match a full frame camera. Now, it's pretty amazing. But it's very, very lightweight. It comes in without the lens at 11.6 ounces or 330 grams. And with this type of battery, you can get 350 shots. Not a whole lot if you're doing an event, but for personal fun stuff, it's more than adequate. And I did have an extra battery. I actually took quite a few photographs, and they're mostly stills. I took just a little clip of a movie, and other than that, they were all stills. And I met up there with a friend, also a photographer, is a great photographer, and then afterwards we went to have a few beers. So that was good, clean fun. Now the XM1 has 16.3 megapixels. That's way more than what most people need anyway. And great camera, very, very light, easy to travel with, as I mentioned. So enough about the camera, and let's go take a look at some photographs of Samantha Fish and the whole trio. While the Fuji X-M1 does have nice color coming right out of the camera, there's a couple filters that I like to use in here quite a bit. And it's under the advanced filters, and the ones that I like are dynamic tone, which gives sort of like a fantasy effect, they call it, but it actually seems to increase the color saturation and the contrast. And the other one that I use occasionally is called the pop filter. And that one just seems to make the colors pop out a little bit more. It just exaggerates the colors just slightly more. This particular blue tone image that you're looking at here was actually taken using the dynamic tone filter, and then I made it into a blue tone in Photoshop. Of course, there's actually quite a few of these that you're going to see have post-processing done. Many of them, I just bump up the color saturation just a little bit, and then on some of these, I bumped it up quite a bit just to over-exaggerate the colors and the contrast, making it kind of interesting. And in the area where the audience was, a lot of it was in a harsh light situation, so we had a combination of deep shadows mixed with the harsh light. Now the lighting on the stage was quite nice because it was undercover, and it gave us the opportunity of using subtractive lighting, which actually takes away some of the raccoon eyes, and it just gives us a nice, softer, pleasing tone to the image. And although the stage was quite busy, there was all kinds of lines going on, it gave us that nice lighting. But here you can see Samantha playing the blues, and she had a really unique collection of guitars. Along with her Telecaster, she also had some neat guitars that were made from cans, and she had one that was made from a cigar box, and they sounded awesome. And she is one heck of a slide player also. Now, on this image that you see here where she's playing the guitar that's made from a tin can, you can see how it looks coming right out of the camera. And on the next one, in Photoshop, I increased the saturation and the contrast. So you could play with that, and you can get all kinds of neat effects. And I was experimenting around, and this is very similar to the type of image that you get when you're using the advanced filters, the dynamic tone filter of the X-M1. Then you can play with the sliders and get all kinds of adjustments out of this. And I also use quite a bit Nikkor Effect Pro. There's two in there that I use sometimes for converting to a black and white or a blue or a brown tone effect. There's one called Stylizer, and there's also another one called Duplex, which I use quite a bit. And another favorite filter that I like using quite a bit, made by Nikkor Effects Pro, is the Monday Morning. They have the plain Monday Morning, and you could add grain to it like you see in some of these. And they also have Monday Morning Blue, Sepia, all kinds of neat stuff in that Monday Morning series. So, and then here we're looking at another one that was taken using the Fuji advanced filters, the dynamic tone. And then on this one, I gave this one a little bit of a brown tone. I was hoping I could use one of Samantha's songs when showing these images, and I did write to her to get her permission, and I haven't heard anything back. So if I hear something back, I'm going to make a new video of just, without me interrupting, of just the images along with her music. But if you look at the description below, you could see the link to her website, and then you can hear and see some more samples. She has some, I believe, some samples on there, and then her schedule on there if you ever get the opportunity of seeing her. Samantha and actually the whole trio are very talented people, great musicians, and she really breaks up the music. It's not just the same old style blues, but she really breaks it up with a combination of all different feels, like the country style, and then she plays some acoustic. There's good harmony in there. The bass player sings harmony. So check out her website and get more information on Samantha Fish. And thank you again for watching.